Looks like Trek's back on the menu, folks. That's right, Star Trek Strange New Worlds has officially been given a premiere date after months of speculation, years of waiting, and I do want to throw the thank you out to Dustin over at Best of Trek. He's the one that pointed out that this news is actually dropped, so big props to that channel. Go and subscribe for lots of Trek and some other related content. But this is good news, I suppose, coming out of the ashes of terrible news insofar as Prodigy is pretty much officially done, even though there's been no real press release or official confirmation on that. Netflix is dropping that. See that video for that information. But the long night is over. After, 3 years of Captain Pike's indecisive cliffhanger there in Hegemony with the Gorn, looks like we're finally going to be getting answers, although technically we had most of those answers from seeing every single character alive and well in the trailer, outside of one, so her fate still up in the air, and obviously half the characters have to appear in TOS anyways. But let's come over to Trek Culture, Trek Core, and discover what more information we might have at last. Star Trek Strange New Worlds returns on July 17th. It's been a long 2 years. It's only been 2 years. It felt like 3, but I mean, I guess a lot of the world has changed since then. Since the Starship Enterprise last graced television screens in Hegemony back in August of 2023. Boy, oh boy, does that seem like 17 seasons of other TV shows ago, but your patience will finally be rewarded this summer when Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3 returns to Paramount Plus on Thursday, July 17th. They're going to be doing a 2-part episode, which is kind of interesting, because the first part is obviously going to be the setup for, no, not the setup, the opposite of the setup, the knockdown from the cliffhanger of Hegemony, so the Gorn resolution, the potential death and or rescuing of Captain Batel, the merging of Scotty into the crew, all of those things. Who knows what's actually going to take place in this episode, but it seems like we're also going to be getting a time jump in this season from where we left off, so it's probably going to be, we wrap things up with Hegemony, and the second episode, whatever that is, they might have released the episode titles, I can't remember, is going to be a year later, however long the time jump's going to be. So it's going to be kind of a clean break between episodes. I think that's probably why they're getting us 2 at once, so it doesn't seem like we have to wait a week to have things completely reset. But that's just my wild and convoluted thought process. The 2-episode premiere will kick off the long-awaited revolution of the season. Resolution. Boy, can I not read or talk today. Of the Season 2 cliffhanger, and begins 9 weeks of new episodes leading up to the Season 3 finale on September 11th. Hopefully there's no tie-in to that coming on that episode. Fantastic news. We have this cool poster here with some, you know what? Speaking of Prodigy, I almost thought that kind of looked Murph-like in the background, but I don't think it's related whatsoever. They're on some sort of fungus planet or something. Looks pretty cool. And we get a look at how our characters are going to be looking. We get Uhura with her new hairdo. We get Pike with his Paramount and hairdo there. Kind of cool that they're releasing this, but it's weird. The timing and the fact that they were so nonchalant with giving us an actual date until now. I wonder why that is, because they announced the premiere at the film festival a couple of weeks ago. There was leaks of a premiere date a month or two ago. Why were they being so coy with the release date? Was there something kind of getting in the way that they had to take care of? That's what I'm interested to find out, but I don't think we're actually going to get that information. In Season 3, this is going to go over, we get to see the crew of the Enterprise still under the command of Captain Pike as they face the conclusion of Season 2's harrowing encounter with a Gorn. But new life and civilizations await, including a villain that will test our characters' grit and resolve. An exciting twist on classic Star Trek Season 3. Almost read that as Section 31. They've really brainwashed me here. Takes characters both new and beloved to new heights and dives into thrilling adventures of faith, duty, romance, comedy, and mystery with varying genres never before seen on any Star Trek, which I happen to believe thinks we're going to get a puppet episode or a Muppet episode. That remains to be seen. Possibly a murder mystery that's actually going to be black and white on noir, but those are just 2 thoughts that I had. For all I know, we're going to get a silent film episode. Who knows? Who's to say? The Shadow, that's who. Then we get some clips, which we've, spent the last 2.5 years looking at. The SAG strike, all of that stuff. So, and we're going to get a Season 4, and the wait for that should be shorter, depending on how things happen in the world, which could potentially make that last even longer. But just some Interesting news. July 17th is a bit of an odd choice, I suppose. Not substantially out of the realm of things we've seen before, but dropping something in the prime middle of the summer seems like an odd choice to give us a new show like this. I feel like if they weren't going to give us earlier in the year, why wouldn't they wait till the fall? But I know they said summer 2025. So I guess that's what we're going to have. I do have to say I'm pretty excited to see where we pick up in this season, but alas, still only going to be 10 episodes, 9 weeks of new content, and then we're going to be waiting until Academy, and we have no other confirmed Star Trek on our horizons right now. No Legacy. Prodigy's been dumped in a fourth garbage bin, so kind of feels like we don't have a lot of Star Trek right now outside of comics that feature Dr. Pulaski. Oops, spoiler alert. But yeah, I just wanted to get that news out there. Are you excited that we're finally going to be seeing this long-awaited, thought lost to time third season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, or have you kind of been put off by what we've seen before? The wait has just kind of tempered your expectations. What do you think we're going to see outside of what we've already been announced in those trailers? Again, poorly phrased, but I'm not re-recording this. Whatever you think, leave it all down below. Like, share, subscribe, join, do all those YouTube things. But until next time, computer, end program.